George here, and we are picking up right from the last video where we were doing AI navigation. One thing I noticed that was really irking me was the fact that as the Foxy, or whatever animatronic I end up using, is moving from place to place, there is an equal chance that it will go from the current node back to the prior node. And what I would like to do is to diminish that likelihood so that it just doesn't go backwards and backwards over and again and bounce back and forth. So we're going to go into that script and modify it somewhat so that there's a greater chance that we'll end up going to a new node as opposed to the prior node that exists. So let's jump in here, and I believe we're going to have to mess with probably the waypoints, the waypoint manager. So let's open up the waypoint manager first. So we actually need animatronic waypoints. Open that up, and here they are. So let's grab animatronic waypoint. I believe it's all self-contained in one script, if I remember correctly. So what we need to do is check on trigger enter. Let's get rid of that debug. And we check to see if it's an animatronic. If it is, we're good to go. Let's get rid of these debug lines. We don't need them anymore. Good. So if waypoints.length is greater than 0, then we grab a random value. We then check to see, and then we go in a particular direction. Now, what I want to do is I want there to be a percentage chance that you go backwards. So I'm going to share this across everything. So let's just make this a static, I guess, float for right now, and then chance to retreat, I guess, is what we'll call it. And I'll just say that the chance to retreat is 2% or 20%, 0.2. And coming back down here, what I guess we'll end up doing is we'll get a random value between 0 and 10. And if that value is 0 or 1, then, well, if it's 20% of that, if it's a value that falls within that range, then we will go backwards. If it's not, then we'll pull another random value out, and then we'll go down the other paths that are available. That sounds good enough for me. So the first random we're going to grab is determine if we move to a new node or we go back to the prior node. So system.random, new system.random, that's fine. We're going to keep that around. So let's go ahead and use Unity's random stuff. So we'll do float sample is going to be equal to random dot, and what we want to do is, I guess, random dot range, and we're going to want a value between, I guess we can just do random dot value, returns a value between 0 and 1 inclusive. And then we just test to see if sample is less than or equal to our chance to retreat. So we'll do animatronic waypoint dot chance to retreat. And if that's the case, then we retreat back to where we came from. Otherwise, we are going to do this stuff down here. And so this is important now because we need to distinguish the one we came from all of the other options available to us. So that's something we need to change as well. Because right now, all the waypoints are just thrown into that bin and you could go to any particular one. So let's just do, so how do I tell where I came from? That's the question. So I need to store somewhere where I came from. And I'm guessing that's going to be on the animatronic itself. So let's see, we check to see if it's an animatronic. Yeah, it's going to have to be on the animatronic. So we'll go to animatronic path logic and say, I guess, animatronic waypoint, current waypoint. Oh, we have that right there, is equal to null. Do we actually use that anywhere? Yes, we store that in current waypoint right there. So that's perfect. So when I get to this location, where do I change current waypoint? Logic, other component, if logic, set waypoint, and I'm guessing that's where current waypoint gets set. Great. Okay, that works perfectly for what we're doing. So what I can do now is retreat back to where we came. I want to do logic.set waypoint. And actually, you know what? No, this isn't what I want. I want a previous waypoint, because the one I'm at is actually the current waypoint, because that's the one I've been going towards. So we want a current waypoint. Let's close these out. bring this over here. So we want current waypoint and animatronic waypoint, previous waypoint. It's equal to null. Okay, and let's see. Then we come down to update, and we're going to actually, what we want to check is set waypoint. So if state does not equal animatronic.follow player, current waypoint is equal to waypoint. So what we want to do is previous waypoint is equal to current waypoint, and then current waypoint is equal to the new waypoint that's been passed in. Okay, good. So with that, now animatronic.pathLogic.setWaypoint, we're going to set it equal to the animatronic's previous waypoint. So actually, maybe I should make a separate function in here called public void go toward previous waypoint. How about that? And that's just going to end up calling set waypoint, but it's going to pass in previous waypoint in there. And that'll automatically handle that, so I don't need to get messy with anything. That is public, right? Animatronic, I need, let's see, animatronic waypoint. That's not what I want. I want path logic. Where did I pull that out of? Or did I not pull that yet? I pull that out down here. So what I am going to do is rip that out and bring it up, because I'm going to need it two different places. So we're going to do that here, because if we grab an animatronic, we're going to want to grab the logic of it right there. So then I can do logic right there, and then logic down there as well. So that works for me. And so that's going backwards. Now, the issue I have is whether or not I go into this part, I need to make sure we don't go back to the previous waypoint, which means we need to check when we grab our random value. So we need to do a while loop, I suppose. So actually, let's see, so I should do that here too. We should do a test. If logic, if we were able to actually grab that off the animatronic, then do this, and I want to do this if logic above all this, and I'm going to want a while loop. And that while loop is going to be while we're going to do system.rand actually outside of the while loop, and then we're going to do this as well outside of the while loop, and then we're going to continually get a new random value. So while waypoints random index is equal to the logic dot, we still need to get that previous, we still need to grab the previous one, the prior one. So let's come up here really quick and let's go to previous waypoint, quick actions and refactoring. Let's add, I don't want a setter, so we're going to get rid of that. We're just going to have a getter, I suppose, for this. We're going to put that right below it. We're going to do logic dot previous waypoint. So while waypoints.random index is equal to the previous waypoint, we're going to want to grab another random value. So we're going to copy this line here. And then until we get a new one, we're not going to exit that. And then once we do exit it, then we can set the new waypoint equal to whatever random one we've gotten. So let's just double check this really quick. So we get a random value. That's going to be between 0 and the number of waypoints we have. One of those waypoints is the prior waypoint, which we need to be careful of. Then we're going to continue to iterate over this, grabbing random values until we are no longer grabbing the same as the previous waypoint that we have. And then we can move on to logic.setWaypoint, and then we're good to go. Now, I'm wondering if there might be an issue with null being in this. At the moment, when the animatronics begin, I'm pretty sure I start this thing off by hard setting where it goes. So let's see. There's waypoints. Here's update. Oh, there's a problem. Previous waypoint is equal to current waypoint. Oh, that's because it's the setter. I want to change that back to that. Let's just make sure it's not that way anywhere else. I'm just going to use, because it's internal to the class, I'm going to use that version. Okay, coming back over here to Unity, we're going to see if anything errors out. Nothing yet. Let's minimize a few of these. Grab the Foxy static model. We're going to turn nav mesh back on. I'm going to save, hit run. Let's see what happens. So we went to the one waypoint. Opens the door, goes through. Went back. I need to print out the, uh-oh, that's highly unlikely. Yeah, something's not quite right yet. Let's take a look here. So we have animatronic, we have sight distance. I did not make the chance to retreat. Oh, I can't make it a, well, what's it called? Serialized, because it's a static. If I remember right, you can't do that. So anyway, coming back down here, let's debug out what's going on. So this logic.go towards previous waypoint. Now go towards previous waypoint does call set waypoint. Yes, okay. So I don't need to worry about that. That should be doing what it is doing. And so what we need to do is perform a debug.log, and we want to do random val sample, I guess, and then we'll do plus sample. And inside of here, actually, once I know the sample, I don't really need to do anything else, so we'll just hit run, see what happens. Okay, console. Sample is 0.8, 0.462. Okay, that went backwards. All right, actually, that looked correct, except it did look like it went back once. Let me try this again. Looking for that under 0.2. So it shouldn't have gone back. So something was wrong there. See, it's going back again. Now that one made sense. That one makes sense too. Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. That makes sense too. That makes sense. Should get stuck there because there's no outgoing pathways. But it didn't make sense a couple times. So what was that about? I should probably be printing out, so the while loop might be the problem. So while waypoints, what am I storing waypoints? Waypoints are animatronic waypoints. Now I could just do a search through all of them and reject one, but this is technically the same, and it shouldn't be that much of a difference. So, okay, let's just put some debug statements in, make my life a little bit easier. We'll say, go to previous waypoint, and let's go back here, and we'll say finding new waypoint, and then we'll do over here going to new waypoint. And I guess that's going to be waypoints random index dot name. And I should probably do this for a couple of them. I'm actually going to do this after this so I can see what new index it's found. And we're going to do this should be the previous index. So waypoints random.previous. I don't need that. I need whatever the way, so logic.previous and waypoint.name. Okay, now we've got a lot of information getting spit out. So hopefully this will tell us if I screwed this up or not. Hold on a second. Pause this for a second here. Okay. Sample, yes. Go to previous waypoint. Go to new waypoint. Go to new waypoint. Wait a second. So there's this I should not be here, which I'm wondering if it's screwing up stuff. So here we were under the threshold, and it says we're finding a new waypoint. And that makes me wonder if something's getting nulled out in my logic over here, so that when it checks, it sees it's a null, and then we'll say that's a valid direction to go in. So I'm getting to this else statement, and this else statement derives from that there is no raycast actually happening, right? No. Here's okay, there's a raycast, it happens, or there is no raycast and our state is equal to follow player. Otherwise, there is no we hit nothing and our state is, what's it called? Moving from node to node. In this case. Well, this doesn't need to be here because yes, we will arrive at that scenario. So that doesn't matter. The waypoints will switch us, so that doesn't matter either. So this all has to do with switching from the player, which doesn't matter. We do have the set waypoint though. And our current waypoint at the beginning is equal to null, isn't it? So do I call set waypoint? So I have set destination. Debug start destination.transform.position, and I set the waypoint there. But do I set the current waypoint? So really, I shouldn't be calling this directly. I should be calling set waypoint because that will do all the logic that's necessary. Previous waypoint will be equal to null, yes, but current waypoint will get set. Right now, current waypoint is not getting set, which I think is a problem. Okay, so let's do. What is it? What did I call that again? Set waypoint. And we're going to set in this. We're going to comment that out for the moment to see, make sure it doesn't break anything. Let's do set waypoint. There we go. Okay, now let's come back over here, clear this out, and see what happens. Let's hit run. Null reference. Object reference not set to an instance of an object. Animatronic waypoint on trigger enter. Let's see here. So here's a problem. There was no previous waypoint. So one of the first things I should probably do is set previous waypoint equal to current waypoint if this is the very beginning of the game. So after set waypoint, previous waypoint is equal to current waypoint. So I at least have something in there. Okay, new waypoint. So I think I got my waypoints screwed up. So if we take a look really quick, let's go to animatronic waypoints. It's starting there, but it's going where is Foxy going to? So here's the body, here's movement controls, character control, movement control script. Where is animatronic path? So waypoint 2 is the one that I have set, which is way over here. So it's going through all this nonsense. So let's set a waypoint that's actually right next to the character. That actually makes some sense. So I can tell what the heck's happening. So body, waypoint 1, I guess is what we'll do. So body, waypoint. And it's not there. Where is it? Not body. I want... Where's Foxy? Here we go, and we'll do waypoint. Okay, so now, if we hit run, it goes to that waypoint. But it said go to previous waypoint. So hold on, let me go to waypoints. Not waypoints, animatronic waypoints. So it went here, and the problem is that it decided to go to the previous one, which is the same as current. So really, there needs to be a test to make sure that current isn't the same as previous, so that we do pick a different one. So we need to come over here, and I want to create another getter, I guess, over here. And I don't know if this logic should be over here or over here at this point. I'm guessing it should be over here because the waypoints are determining where this goes. So we'll do right click, create actions. We'll create one. Where did it create that? Current waypoint. Let's get rid of the setter. Just want the getter for right now. And we got an error. This needs to just be current. Great. Now we can come back over here. And inside of this area in the logic space, what we want to do before we decide to go back to a previous one is we want to check to see whether or not the current is equal to previous. So we'll do if logic dot current waypoint does not equal previous waypoint. Whoops, logic dot. Then we can do this. Otherwise, we are going to want to do this right here. And that means we should take this crap here and throw that into a function. So void find new waypoint. And we're going to pass in the path, animatronic path logic. And then we're going to grab all of this and put it in here. And then we'll call find new waypoint and pass in logic there. Whoops. And we'll grab the same line and we'll do an else statement. And then we'll call the same thing there. So this way we know we're going to get a new location. Okay, so coming back over here now, let's go ahead and hit run. Clear this out. All right, go to new waypoint. Okay, good. 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 So we're always getting new ones so far. Good. Now he's run out of places to go because I'm pretty sure that waypoint, I never filled it out. So I really need to, probably going to take a few minutes off camera to, yeah, see this waypoint has no outgoing nodes, so it doesn't know where to go. Okay, so we're going to clear that. I'm going to save this, and I think that's it for this video. Now we have created a way for Foxy to have a much lower chance of going back to where it was, but it's still there, which is kind of nice because, you know, the player sees Foxy go away, and then they creep up to the door, and then all of a sudden, bam, it comes back out, and it's like, ah! So, great. Anyway, we will continue off from here in the next video. I'm not sure where I'm going to jump into. I'm putting off the win and lose part for some reason, but that's probably the direction I'm going to go in. Anyway, I will see you next time. So long and goodbye.